what's exciting about what we're doing here at Watts now is this all started with the acquisition of Techmar, a controls company that kind of got us in the game and the acumen of being able to develop these types of systems, right? So over the years, since the genesis of digital mixing and then smarter strainers and then smarter backflows and such, this has been an iterative process over many years to finally get to this point where now we compile and combine all these components as well as accessories that can give us temperatures, pressures, flows, those types of things from a diagnostic as well as an efficiency standpoint, just to be able to have greater visibility, greater insight on a plumbing system. Right?
Yes.
So it's pretty exciting for you right now.
Yes, oh, very exciting, very exciting. And our end customers are finding a ton of value in the application and in the platform that we're able to develop. The other thing we're doing is data is paramount and necessary, right? But a lot of our customers don't actually have a baseline, don't have any real understanding of either how their system's performing, how much water usage is happening, other than that monthly or quarterly utility bill that's coming to them. They have no real-time visibility into any of that. And so we can help our customers develop baselines for all of their systems, understand how things are performing. And then the other thing that is truly impactful is we have a team of we have a customer success team, a team of real plumbing experts and system experts that can help analyze that data on behalf of the customer and provide them with recommendations on how they can improve it. Our customers are, every facility engineer, director of engineering, et cetera, is busy. They're trying to fight fires and make sure their building is operating as it should. We're there as an extra person watching their systems 24/7 and providing them with those recommendations on how they can, again, save water, decrease energy, et cetera.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to ask you from a customer's standpoint and perspective, how is it that Watts helps them in order to optimize, maximize, diagnose their plumbing system? And like you said, we have a customer success team that helps out with that. It seems like the benefit to the specification community is knowing that there is a team that can help out with B, implementing these products and the technologies that bring benefit.
Yep.
And then on top of that, as the project is underway or as the building is commissioned, troubleshooting, challenges, things of that nature, we have a team at Watts that can help the end user and the customer diagnose and troubleshoot and optimize their system.
Yep, yeah, that's exactly right. And we've seen many different use cases and they continue to evolve. One, for example, major retrofit or major rebuild is happening within any type of a building.
Sure.
People actually install our system prior to that rebuild to help identify potential sizing, understand what's the true demand now. Of course, there was a demand that was generated or thought about when the building was created, but now we've got real life people utilizing the building and I'm redoing it. How can I help size that in the future? Also at different stages of construction with the Build Alert platform, which is integrated into Nexa, we can give you visibility into leaks that are occurring during the construction phase, automatically shut off water. All that visibility is coming up into the Nexa platform. And then as the building is then being commissioned, help deploy sensors to ensure and connect other equipment to help ensure that the building is meeting the specifications to what was actually specified. And then an ongoing basis, the idea of continuous commissioning. We'll be continuously monitoring your building, understand how it's performing, is it meeting the specifications that it should be, et cetera. So kind of the full life cycle.
So help me understand, what does this visibility physically look like? I mean, is it a screen? Is it
great question. I'm glad you asked that. I should explain what it. Yeah. So first of all, there's the hardware foundation layer, right?
Okay.
So, and I'll get to the visibility, but just to explain the overarching kind of stack. We've got all the hardware and the sensors collecting all the data up. That data goes up into the cloud, into the Nexa platform. We can either do Wi-Fi, Ethernet, or cellular. A lot of our customers don't actually want data going through their internal systems, so we have cellular opportunities to get the data out. When that all flows up, it flows into either a web application, you're on your desktop, you want to get a big screen to analyze what's going on, or we have mobile apps that have really the same capabilities and functionality as the desktop application. And what we're doing is, each building is different, and also customers are typically the director of engineering, facility engineer, also wants to understand, again, how that system is performing. So we've got a very simple system map that's showing what are the water loops in the systems that we're monitoring, where are those sensors located, what's the current status of those, and what's all the equipment we've integrated in, and what's the performance of that. So a very intuitive map. Any issues arise on the map is actually lighting up and showing you what's going on. And then all of that has trending and analytics data behind it. So you can click on all the sensors, look at the actual equipment itself in real time, look at historical information that's happening. We have automated reports we send to customers so they can see what's going on in their systems, how can they improve and optimize it, and then we pair that again with the customer success team to help give those major recommendations on how they can improve.
What I like about what you're explaining here is just the soup to nuts service. It's not a sell a product, install
Correct.
a product, and walk away from a product. I mean, this is a system. This is in line with Watts' objective to be a company that controls the flow of water into, through, and out of a building.
Yep.
And as you take a look at the suite of products, the highly mechanical products that we have, being able to bring this innovation, this connectivity, this intelligence, if you will, to the plumbing system and building this ecosystem, it makes for some exciting times.
Yes.
And
Yes.
great benefits to the end users.
Yes.
And what's really interesting to me is that as much as we adopt smart and connected type of products in our personal lives, it's still somewhat of a stretch on the professional side to get that to carry over.
Yes.
So how can we help engineers, end users, customers to understand the value, understand the benefit of these smart connected devices? Do we have case studies? Do we have
Yes.
white papers or anything?
Yeah, no, that's great. And we're installed in a number of different types of facilities, education, hospitality, et cetera. And I can talk through a couple of examples of how they've found value in the platform. And actually, a lot of our customers come to us and say, hey, I have some sort of issue. Can you help me resolve that issue? That's actually how we get a lot of people interested. One customer, for example, came to us and said, hey, I have crazy amount of water usage that is occurring throughout my building. I don't know, my bill doubled since like the last couple of months. Yeah, like doubled. I don't know where the water is going. I don't know why. We don't know why we're seeing such big water bills. And so what we did was come in, and again, they had no baseline other than these utility bills coming. So what we did was install the ability to measure how much water is flowing through that main meter, and then also sub-metered throughout their building, and moved the sensors around a little bit to try to identify, okay, where were these major spikes in water coming from, and helped identify issues that were going on with some of their equipment and help them resolve that and bring their levels back down.
Okay.
Another customer, they wanted to just get a baseline and understanding of water usage, and so we were monitoring water going into their softener. And all of a sudden we saw massive spike. What was happening was the softener was just continuously discharging. There was an issue with the actual softener itself, and so it was just spilling out water. Because we were detecting that and able to send a notification that there was an issue, we then also looked at the data and worked with them to say, hey, there's something going on with this water softener, and identified the problem and brought it back down. We saved them like 20% from a water bill, from a water usage perspective, and tens of thousands of dollars if you were to annualize that out throughout the year.
Wow.
And that's kind of on the water side. When we think of energy, we're typically monitoring loops. So domestic hot water loop, we're looking at, okay, the water coming out of the mechanical room, up throughout the building and back. As we're monitoring that, we can see is there temperature loss, are there different fluctuations happening? For one customer, we saw massive fluctuation going on, like 60% fluctuation happening in the water temperature flowing through the pipe. Identified that, notified the customer, and worked with them to realize there was a balancing and a cross-flow issue actually occurring. So we helped them, and this is where Watts comes in as well. We help them also rebalance their system. Not only are we kind of providing visibility and monitoring like a number of companies do, but we can also help drive action. So issue is identified. We have a team of people also. Watts also has a team of people that can come actually help fix your system to enable it to be corrected. So in that instance, we saved them, I think we annualized around like $8,000 a year based on this. And that was one loop, watching the energy fluctuation go back and forth. That's one loop we saw. And so, yeah, a couple of examples. The other thing that we really work to do is understand, what are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to measure, monitor, and understand? And we will then help tune the notifications and the alerts to that. Also, our team is here as well, 24/7, 365 to help support you, and as part of the application. And so we're really trying to decrease that alert burden for you.
Yeah, and I can imagine also what you're trying to do is help offset some of the resource challenges
Yes.
that many are having. You know,
Yes.
you have more maybe that are exiting the industry than coming into the industry.
Yes.
You have a skill set that's used to technology and such. So from a simplification standpoint for the end user, for the facility, as well as being able to give information in a way that folks are used to it, can digest it, I'm sure there's some benefits in that
Yes.
is part of your approach and
Yes.
your strategy.
Yes, definitely. And yeah, just to touch quickly on the talent scarcity portion, we have seen, and typically facility engineers and people managing the building have been in the job for less than 2 years, over 50% of them. And so there's not even really an understanding of how that building even operates. And then you would add on top of that, typically the individuals managing a building are really focusing and understand the hydronic or HVAC side of the building as well. And so what we're trying to do is create a simplified understanding of their water system so they can understand where's the water flow happening, how's their piping system generally working within their facility, so they can be more equipped and better help proactively address concerns and issues happening with that water-related system. Because again, a lot of them sometimes don't even have the experience in that system in the first place.
Sure. One of your colleagues said something that I just absolutely love. She comes from super duper smart engineering university and got her doctorate there, right? She was telling me. But anyway, she has a saying that allow your burden to be a blessing, or let your blessings be a burden, however you want to say it, because I didn't get into super duper smart engineering school. How would someone find out more information about Nexa?
Yeah, well, there's a ton of ways to learn about Nexa and get in touch with us.
Okay.
First of all, you can go to our website, which is nexaplatform.com.
Okay.
On there, you'll find overviews of the system, more details about it, some case studies, testimonials, a lot of great videos. Another thing I wanted to mention earlier too, our customers have literally said, hey, having Nexa actually is another person that's on my team, and I know they're monitoring my system 24/7, 365. But yeah, you go there. We are here to help support you as an engineer. We're here to help support you as a spec engineer, facility engineer, sustainability engineer, whoever you are.
Anyone who needs
insight
yeah.
into how these systems are performing and what they can do, we're here for you. We want to learn from you, and all of us, our entire team is ready to help you out.
Outstanding.
You can also reach out to support@nexaplatform.com as well.
Yeah, all right. Well, Brandon, thank you.
Thank
This
you
was
very
very
much.
insightful. And thank you. We'll see you next time on Tech Talk.